Galaxy Provisioning. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to provision Galaxy devices using Xicato Control Panel software. Xicato Control Panel is available free upon request from Xicato. To save time, we're going to assume that you've installed the Control Panel software and BLE dongle and have taken some time to gain basic familiarity with Galaxy and the Xicato Control Panel tab screens. Provisioning is the first stage of commissioning. The goal of provisioning is to assign unique node IDs and node names to unprovisioned devices, and to assign them to a secure network in preparation for configuration, which is the actual programming of the nodes. Provisioning can occur before the devices are actually installed on site. This is called pre-provisioning, but it is far more common and somewhat less error-prone for provisioning to occur after the lights, sensors, and other devices are in place and powered. This lesson will be conducted on actual live nodes in the Xicato Experience Room. For our purposes, a network has already been created called Experience Room, which is one of several networks at the Xicato headquarters. A network in this context is a collection of devices that share a common AES 128-bit encryption key that encrypts all communication between network nodes. We encourage you to put all installed nodes on an encrypted network as soon as possible, but be sure to save your network names and passwords. The only way to reset a secured node if you've lost your password is to get physical access to the device. To begin, make sure the Blue Giga BLED 112 BLE dongle is installed in one of the USB ports of your computer, and launch the Xicato Control Panel software. Control Panel will launch into the Dashboard tab and begin listening for Bluetooth transmissions from Xicato Galaxy devices. It may take several seconds for all of the nodes to show up. Notice that in the dashboard you can see both lighting nodes and sensors. Go to the bottom of the screen, find the Network drop-down menu, and select None. This will filter the list down to nodes that have not yet been assigned to a network and whose traffic is therefore in the clear and able to be seen by anyone with Control Panel or a Zimtroller software. A major goal of provisioning is to make the public nodes private. Look at the device ID field. Note that there are several devices with default 3-byte addresses that look a little like 3/4 of an IP address, with 3 numbers between 0 and 255 separated by decimal points. These are highlighted in yellow to warn you that these devices need to be provisioned with legitimate device ID numbers. The default value in the name field is the same as in the device field. This is the part number or model of the device and should be changed in order to make it easier for human users to identify the device in physical space. A device ID is a unique number between 1 and 32,767 that is the unique logical address of a node in a Galaxy Bluetooth network. Since the ID will be encrypted, the device ID has to be unique only within a particular secure network. But it is good practice for a device ID to be globally unique at a particular site in case you decide to move it to a different network sometime in the future. Obviously, this is not possible if you have more than 32,000 nodes at a site. A node name does not have to be unique. Its purpose is to identify the node in a human-readable format and is a text field that makes it easier for people to identify it in a list of nodes. The node name can be up to 20 characters long. The first step in provisioning is to identify which physical light is associated with each row in the dashboard, and to give each light a unique number and name. It helps to order the rows by RSSI, or received signal strength indication, from highest to lowest. You can do this by clicking on the title bar. This puts the lights at the top, which are likely to be closest to you. It is typical for these to be negative values. To identify the light, click on the intensity field. This will cause the light to blink 3 times so you can see where it is. Double-click in the device ID field and then enter a unique integer in the field. according to the plan that you've set ahead of time. Double-click in the Name field and give the device a meaningful name. Note that the field turns blue to indicate that you've edited the value but have not sent the update to the device. Click Send Updates to update the device. Note that this clears the highlighting in that field. We can also update all the fields and send the updates all at once. Notice that I have a unique name down here, and notice that this particular light is actually quite a distance away. This is probably 70 or 80 feet away from me right now. So the received signal strength is very low. I have named this to identify it as a device that I'm going to set up as a mesh relay node in Aaron's cube, obviously. Don't forget to also provision your sensors. This is a little bit trickier because obviously a sensor doesn't flash like a light does. So one of the sure ways to do this is to shine a light at each sensor in turn, which will cause the lux value in the lux field to increase, showing you which one you're shining your light at. So you can see this one is definitely the one that I'm looking at. I know now to call this. Go to the next one. So I know that this one is the sensor near the door. And finally, I can see that this is, sure enough, the one that's left, the one in the back. Okay, now I can click Send Updates, and this should update all of the nodes. There's only one node that may take a couple of tries, and that's Aaron's cube, which is far away. So you need a much more reliable connection to do an update. And sure enough, it looks like it is working. Nope, maybe it's not. Let's try it again. All right, that seemed to work. Once all the IDs and names are assigned, it's time to assign the devices to a network. In this case, the network is called Experience Room. Go to the Device Setup tab. Go to the bottom of the screen and pull the Device menu to your first device. Go to the Device Secure Network selection area and select Experience Room and click Set. Down here you can see Set Network to Experience Room for Device 101. And you see that the network pull down here has been changed to Experience Room. In order to see the other devices, in order to change them, we'll have to set this back to none. Pull down to the next one, set. Set. And we're done with the Experience Room sensors. Now when we go back to the dashboard, what we will see, if we look at the Experience Room network, is that all of our devices now list the Experience Room as their network. And we are done with provisioning. Thank you for watching this lesson.